Welcome. Let's talk about April and how I apparently can't read as much as I would wish to read. I'm also putting this video out a little later in the week than I would have liked because stuff happens. Mostly, we've had roofers here replacing our roof, making a terrible racket, and I was not willing to have that in the background of a video. When I made my TBR for April, I was feeling super ambitious. I was like, I am gonna dedicate more time to reading. I am gonna do this. Then I totally forgot about one of the books I was going to read, so I had to add that one. So what's going to happen here is that I will let you know what I actually read, and then my TBR for May is basically going to be the leftover books from April that I didn't read yet. And then I'm gonna have to rethink how I do TBRs because I probably put way too much pressure on myself to read what I said I was gonna read. And I wanna read all the books. I wanna say these are the 5 or 6 books that I'm gonna read this month and then read them all, and it doesn't happen. And then I feel bad. But I did start April off strong in my year of Sanderson. I read the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. That's the second secret project novel by Brandon Sanderson and was the start to the second quarter of the year of Sanderson. One of my favorite things so far about these secret project novels is how they are so not serious, not heavy. It is so apparent to me reading the ones out so far, Tress of the Emerald Sea and The Frugal Wizard's Handbook, how much fun Sanderson had writing them. They both just have such weird, fantastical ideas in them. They don't take themselves too seriously. They're just fun stories. I have already put out my review for The Wizard's Handbook, and I have notes ready to film my character video for the book. I'm waiting just a little while to make that one to give more people a chance to read the book. So they'll be interested in the character. The second book I read last month was Heather Fawcett's The Grace of Wild Things. This was an Anne of Green Gables retelling in like a fairy tale style. Anne of Green Gables is one of my favorite books ever, but where Anne imagines magic into her life, Grace has real magic. I'll probably make a review for this one next week. The main thing I would say is that the real Anne of Green Gables is still better. I think Heather Fawcett would be fine with people saying Anne of Green Gables is better. She was paying tribute to that book as one of her favorites, not trying to be in competition with it. But fun little story of an orphan who has to prove why she should get adopted by the person she wants to get adopted by, just like Anne Shirley. I also read Shadows of Self, the second book of Mistborn Era 2. I have my character video planned out, ready to film. In fact, I might film that one next. And it was a good book, good continuation of the story. But there is one character in particular that I don't think gets enough screen time. This character I don't think gets as much as they deserve. And I'm probably going to talk about that character more than some of the other ones that actually got more screen time in the book. And like the first one, it also happens in a very short span of time. So you have kind of the beginning setup scene, and then most of the book happens within the space of one night. You might think that makes the story either feel rushed or like things are being dragged out so it doesn't have to cover as long of a space of time, but the pacing was actually done very well, I thought. And then for the last couple days of the month and now into May, I am on Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. This is the second of the Live Ship Traders trilogy. It's always a tongue twister. The Live Ship Traders trilogy. Whew. It picks up right where the first one left off. There's like a little bit of review stuff in case you forget where they're at, but for the most part, it just continues like it's the very next day. You can see I'm not very far in yet. If you're wondering why my bookmark has a corner missing, that is because my toddler ate it. Some people can blame the dog. I can blame the toddler. And here is where I'm not sure where I want to go for the rest of the month. The 2 books that I had wanted to read last month, Eldest by Christopher Paolini and Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, I don't know if I want to read those next, and here's why. I'm not used to being in the middle of so many series. I am in the middle of The Wheel of Time, The Live-Ship Traders, The Inheritance Cycle by Paolini, series by Sanderson, Mistborn Era 2, the Cytonic series. That's a lot to be in the middle of, and I kind of want to just get a series finished. So after I read Madship, I may go straight into Ship of Destiny, or I might try to finish up Mistborn Era 2. The plus side to finishing the Mistborn books is that the Year of Sanderson swag box is going to be Mistborn themed for May. So if I can get those read before I get my box, that might be kind of fun to like finish it off, be like, yay, I have my box, finished all the books, woohoo. They're also kind of easy to read books. They're not super long. They're not of epic fantasy proportions lengthwise. So I feel like they'd be pretty easy to finish. If you hear crunching in the background, that is my cat, who decided she was hungry right now. Also, the Cytonic books have, I think, the 4th one coming out at the end of this year. So it might be nice to be caught up with that before it comes out. And I'm having a thought here. I may try to organize a big buddy read for Dune before the 2nd movie comes out this year. The day I'm filming this video is the day that the trailer for Dune Part 2 came out. It's been like 3 years since I read the book, and I have since got this beautiful, if you can see it, this orange version. This guy right here. I think it would be really fun to try to get an internet-wide buddy read for Dune going. I will post to my YouTube channel, I'll post to my social media, and I'm just going to say, let's all read Dune at the same time in October. The movie comes out early November. 1 month should be enough time for everybody to get through that slightly on the larger side piece of fiction, but I think that would be fun, so I would like to try to get that going. And that's it. That's what I read. That's what I'm gonna read. If you have read any of those books, you can let me know what you thought of them, or if any of them are on your upcoming reading list that you're wanting to get to eventually. Thank you for being here to watch this. You can follow me on my Instagram, which will have a link in the description. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do that right now, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Da-na.